Hello, welcome to BioGreat TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. History of Algeria. Algeria, an Islamic state with a population of about 43 million people, is sited in northern Africa and extends southwards deep into the Sahara Desert, therefore adopting the hot climatic condition associated with it. It also spans across a total of 919,595 square miles, thus making it the second largest country in Africa and the 11th largest in the world. However, the country, like many other African countries, grew from a rich traditional background, faced the battles of colonialism and fight for independence, specifically experienced transition from ruling to opposition party in government, are blessed with natural resources, tourist attractions, festivals and forms of entertainment which translate in the economy of the country, but still has challenges which plagues it like every developing country. Before colonization by the French, Algeria was ruled by the Ottoman Empire with Algiers as its capital, even up until now, and was ruled by governors known as Pasha and subsequently Dey. The official language was Turkish, and this period, also called the Ottoman era, ended after its defeat in World War I. Islam, which became the predominant religion after the Second Arab military invasion by the Umayyads, that is, a Muslim dynasty in Damascus between 642 and 669, also is a strong sacred institution which influences several of the customs of the people of Algeria. Also, kin groups stand as traditional institutions as they wield political power in villages. These groups are affiliated by blood and see loyalty to family as a necessity. The French came in after the conquest of the empire in the 19th century. This first began through the blockade of several Algerian ports and then an invasion of Algiers on the 5th of July 1830, and after 4 years, the French made Algiers a colony, thus beginning a 132-year reign in the country. In 1840, Abdel Kadir, an Algerian freedom fighter, led his people against the colonizers, but this attempt ended in a defeat in 1847, and at the same time, the French, in a bid to erode the culture of the Algerians, began to migrate to Algeria in large numbers. 31 years later, which was in 1871, another protest was staged, and it only led to further restriction of the right of Algerians by the French. Anti-French sentiment continued to rise, and in 1926, the first anti-colonial group was formed and another, the Algerian People's Party, was found in 1937. At the peak of the anti-colonial sentiment, the independence movement broke out in 1945 and then the Algerian War for Independence in 1954. The war began when the National Liberation Army staged guerrilla attacks on French military and communication posts and subsequently grew into a gruesome bombing and torturing of Algerian villages. Finally, in 1962, Algeria won its independence and Ahmed Ben Bella was made premier. Ahmed Ben Bella, the newly declared premier after independence, belonged to the National Liberation Front, which in French is called Front de Libération Nationale (FLN), and it became the ruling and sole political party from 1962 to 1989. His power as premier expanded disturbingly, which subsequently led to a coup and his overthrow by Boumediene in 1965, and Boumediene ruled authoritatively until his death in 1978. During his rule, the party functioned with less power as most of the political power rested on him. The state of government still did not change even under the next ruler, Colonel Chadli Benjedid, and not until February 1989 when a new constitution, which eliminated both the country's socialist ideology and one-party system, was approved. The effect of these was a decline of the FLN as new political parties like the Islamic Salvation Front and Front of Socialist Forces emerged, and these began the participation of oppositional parties in governance. Despite the ordeals faced in the countries in the past, Algeria has countless sites of tourist attractions as made evident by its World Heritage Sites. One of these sites is the Tassili Najjar National Park in the Sahara. The park houses a majestic sandstone mountain range and also a collection rock art and prehistoric cave painting. Another place of attraction is the UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, El Kala National Park. The reserve extends up to the border with Tunisia and as far as the Mediterranean Sea and consists of forests, marshes, lakes and coastal waters adorned by sand beaches. Other scenic views in the country includes Kabash, which is a museum of architectural designs which dates back to the Ottoman era, Notre Dame d'Afrique, Ben Aknoun Zoo, Jardin des Duhama Botanical Garden, and Tipaza Ruins, which houses an old Roman military colony. Algeria is known to be one of the biggest oil producers in the world and thus has it as its major natural resource. First discovered in 1956, commercial production began in 1958, and with this she gained membership into the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, in 1969. Oil is the country's main export commodity and also a major income generator. Aside from oil, Algeria also has an abundance of natural gas with a reserve which ranks as the 10th largest in the world. The country consumes a large amount of these natural resources but still exports to countries like Spain. Algeria is also ranked among the world's top producers of mercury, as it produces approximately 25% of the mercury consumed by developed worlds. Other abundant natural resources include helium, gold, iron, and solar power. Algeria's economy is basically influenced by its major natural resource, which is oil and gas. It forms the basic export commodity of the nation and contributes approximately 20% to the nation's gross domestic product (GDP). However, at independence, the nation's economy was based on agriculture, but this has changed as only about 22% of the country's population are farmers and are recently plagued with issues of drought, poor irrigation systems, and lack of machinery. Therefore, most of the food produced are mainly for consumption. The center of commercial life in Algeria is the open-air market called souk, where farmers and craftspeople sell their products. Also, the country's economy is plagued with a high rate of unemployment, summing to about 30%, and this has led to the migration of citizens to other nations in search for greener pastures. Being a country with rich traditional and religious belief, Algeria has a lot of festivals and events of great significance which takes place at specific times and creates a lot of entertainment for both citizens and tourists. One of these festivals is the Gardia Carpet Festival, which takes place every mid-March and centers on the tradition of carpet weaving in Algeria. Another festival with a religious tone is the Eid al-Adha, which is held in commemoration of Abraham's willingness to give up his only son, Isaac, as an act of obedience to God. The feast is held every 28th day of November and is celebrated by cooking and eating large meals, which are mostly Algerian dishes. As one of the third world countries, Algeria still faces quite a number of social and economic challenges, even as it strives towards development. One of the alarming facts is the degree of social unrest which is at its peak due to political repression and unemployment. Also, the mountainous areas of the country are constantly prone to natural hazards like mudslides, earthquakes, and even floods in the rainy season, and these always have an adverse effect on the citizens. The history of Algeria shows a country which has survived through numerous bleak moments, such as its fight for independence in 1954. However, it is still a country richly blessed with abundance of natural resources which could be harnessed for the benefit of the country. Also, tourist attractions and festivals which resonate the ancient culture and beliefs of the people could be a form of entertainment and source of national income. What have we missed out of this history? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.